You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN on a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Orlando at the UCF softball complex. Good day to bring out your dog to that park and watch some top 25 softball. Matchup is the number 3 ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders take on the number 25 ranked UCF Knights. And we welcome you to the broadcast booth. Eric Lopez alongside two-time All-American Alex Powers. Jay Ducote and Berkeley Mezzanotte will join us later in the broadcast. And Alex, in the sport of softball, especially when it comes to Big 12 softball, the margin for error is very thin, and that has been a story this weekend with these two teams. That has absolutely been the case, and the scores of the first two games don't really reflect the quality of the softball that we've seen. We've seen some really good pitching overall this weekend. Texas Tech has come out on top so far, clinching the series. But it's been a couple of big swings for the Red Raiders that have really sealed the deal. The big inning yesterday in the 5th was a difference maker. And it's been the bottom of their order and the production that they've had offensively. Their 5 through 9 hitters are responsible for scoring 8 of their 13 runs. And just a couple of defensive miscues yesterday. UCF did give up the 6 hits, but they also gave up 6 walks and 2 errors, proving to be the difference. A couple of close calls in the game so far. Couple breaks. The break's been going Texas Tech's way there, and of course, they will make you pay if you give them any room for error. They broke it open in the 5th and 6th inning. A scoreless game into the 5th, and Texas Tech would go on to win the series. The Knights will look to salvage a game. Kendall Yarnell and the Knights taking on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. We'll have starting lineups and first pitch when we return. Offense with Maya Davis leading off. Of course, Caitlin Terry had the big game on Saturday, getting the win as a shutout pitching, and of course had 3 RBIs at the plate. Mia Williams batting third. Jasmine Burns inning a cleanup. Jackie Liss at first base with Taylor Panel at third base. Longi Kuroga and left field today with Lauren Allred at DP, and Haley Toney playing shortstop, batting ninth for the Red Raiders. And they will get to face the sophomore Ava Stewie, getting her 2nd consecutive start in as many days. Pitched very well yesterday. Didn't get some help from her defense. She gets the ball here at least to start the game on Sunday. I like to see Stewie getting the ball again today. She really settled in nicely throughout the game yesterday, got better as the game went on. But this right here is what kind of concerns me. You see the 39 walks and only the 48 innings pitched, so almost averaging a walk an inning. We saw that to be true yesterday. Gave up 4 in the 4 innings of work. Would love to see her trying to attack the zone and getting ahead of these hitters a little bit earlier. There you see the two head coaches having pleasantries, talking there. Defensively for the night, Samantha Ray at center with Izzy Mertez and Zoe Calvis. In the outfield, of course, Ashley Griffin at first, Sierra Humphreys at second, Aubrey Evans at short, Coco Jaimes at third with Beth Damon catching. Glad you could join us wherever you're tuned in on this beautiful Sunday. As Maya Davis to lead it off here, the senior from Lovelady, Texas. First team All Big 12. Was an All Big 12 on defensive team last season. Takes their 2-0. She's top 5 in hits, runs scored, leads the nation in stolen bases, 22nd in total bases for a player that Jerry Glasgow has called the best center fielder in college softball. And I can see why. 2-0. That's up and in. Stewie behind early 3-0.
One of the things that Maya Davis does so well is she runs the bases and has great speed, covers great ground in the outfield, but she's also just super mature in the box too, doesn't try to force anything. She's hitting almost 500 on the year. What she's been able to put together so far in the senior campaign has been impressive.
3-0 pitch. That's outside, ball 4. And a 4-pitch walk to Davis to start this ball game. That'll bring up number 2 hitter here, Caitlin Terry. Let's bring in our third member of our broadcast team here, Jada Cody. Jada, what are you looking forward to seeing? A couple of keys for today's game for both sides.
Yes, for UCF, I feel like the pitching just needs to attack the Texas Tech. And then I think the defense needs to allow the pitchers to get confidence on the mound. So I think the defense really needs to support them. And Texas Tech continue to doing what they've been doing the past 2 games and coming out hot and trying to finish and close out the series.
Time called there after the ball called there. Right now try to settle the young freshman Stewie down here. 1-0 the count to Caitlin Terry, among the nation's leaders in hit and batting average. The 1-0, miss low, 2-0. Could be a game where, interestingly, I think both sides will have a lot of their arms available. And Coach Paul Malone right now coming out. And Jada certainly not the start for Ava Stewie there, 6 balls, and Coach Paul Malone's going to talk to her right now.
It's just going out there to selling her down. Second game in the series, and kind of just needs to attack the hitters and no freebies, and coming back after this, after Coach Beers finished talking to her.
And they're pretty much Sundays, Alex. These are days where everybody's available, pretty much.
You got to have the depth, and everybody's got to stay ready. And I think the conversation too is just probably lending to, hey, at some point we're going to have grace, but you got to go just find that inner competitor. Got to flip a switch here, and you got to want it. You work so hard for these opportunities, and when you get the chance, you just got to lay it all out there. You can't play or pitch scared.
2-0 the count to Terry. Runner at first, nobody out. Time called.
Right now, if you're Caitlin Terry, you're sitting something pipe down the middle. She's thrown 6 straight balls to start this game. I'm sitting something dead red.
This is their 3-0. I had a chance to catch up with her after the game and talk to her about really the impact Jerry Glasgow's made on her hitting as you look at his last pitch.
That's a good take, just to be able to sit on something more middle, spit on that pitch on the outside corner off the plate about a ball.
3-0 pitch. There's a strike. She talked about how Jerry's, the way he teaches this, how to swing the bat and the approach, it's really opened her eyes and it's really contributed to her success here offensively. Jerry Glasgow told us he admitted this was not the plan. They didn't think that Caitlin Terry would be the everyday player that she has become. And she takes ball 4. And she draws a walk, and right now many would say Caitlin Terry the front runner for Big 12 Player of the Year. She's won the Big 12 Player of the Week twice. Could be a front runner to win it a 3rd time this week. But she draws a walk. It's 2 on, nobody out here for Mia Williams. Again, these are 2 teams that are not shy about taking walks offensively. Williams tries to butt and gets it down. Stewie will field, will throw to first. but gets the bunt down as Williams advancing both runners into scoring position here with one out.
That's a good team at bat for Mia Williams. One of the best hitters in this lineup, but just going to sacrifice the AB to get both runners in scoring position. Pass the bat here to Jazzy Burns, who's got a good amount of power as well, trying to hit two in with anything in the gap. And the speed of this Texas Tech team, too, even a single could score two.
First pitch up high, ball one, 1-0 the count to Jasmine Burns. Well, we saw Texas Tech, too, manufacture runs in that game yesterday, late in that ball game, to stretch it out.
You got the infield playing in the position right now, selling out for a play at the plate.
Jerry Glasgow told us, too. One of the things he wants working on his team is just grinding out at-bats, grinding out wins. Manufacture runs. So that's going to come in play once you get closer to the season, the postseason.
You've got to, and that's what some of the best coaches do, is they allow their hitters to hit, but whenever they're kind of feeling the slump and kind of in that tough part in the season, which is typically right now, the midpoint, they try to manufacture them by putting people in motion, making them swing the bat.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Davis at third, Terry at second here in the top of the first. The 2-2. And it's strike three looking, frozen. Burns goes down on strikes. Big strikeout for Stewie for the second out of the inning.
Huge pitch, great response by Ava Stewie. Struggled the first couple of batters and then just trying to work up and out. Good pitch there. I like the location, just selling out. That's a good response by the freshman, getting herself in a bit of a predicament here and then trying to battle through it.
First pitch, a strike to Jackie Liss, the senior. 0-1 the count.
One of the most frustrating things, too, from a leadership standpoint is you see the potential of these kids. Ava Stewie got better as the game went on yesterday, and you see the glimpses of, look at what she's able to do. We just got to get her doing that from the very first pitch.
It's part of the growing process, going through experience. Every pitch Ava Stewie throws, she will get better for it in the long run. Of course, UCF pitching staff with some injuries. So Stewie right now carrying a little bit more of the load this recently. Delivers there over the ball. 2-1 the count.
And people might ask the question of, well, how do I do that? How do I get my player to attack sooner? Is there something that we need to adjust in that pregame routine? And that way, from the very first batter, we're kind of game on. But I really think it's a confidence thing, and I think it's a trust thing with herself, her defense, with more maturity, more time, more experience on the circle that comes.
That ball's hit deep to right field, and that ball is gone. 3-run homer for Jackie Liss. Gives the Red Raiders an early 3-0 lead in the first.
Jackie Liss picking her team up here with 2 outs, a couple people on base. She gets the job done with a big swing opposite field. Good piece of hitting there. And that's the benefit of being able to leave the yard. One swing can change this game. Texas Tech putting the pressure on early.
Taylor Panel at the plate. Takes a strike. I think you mentioned this earlier in this weekend. Texas Tech, if you look at the numbers, among the best in the country in 2-out hitting.
2-out hitting, 2-strike hitting, it doesn't matter. This is a team that is comfortable with the uncomfortable. They train on tough pitches around the zone, not over the plate, because the best pitchers are going to stay on the corners. So Texas Tech is trying to be the best bad ball hitter that they can be. Of course, trying to stay disciplined in the approach so that they're not just over aggressively swinging at balls, but they know in 2-strike counts, they've got to be able to get some good plate coverage.
It's a strike there. The count is 1-2.
And this pitch right here. Flipping the changeup is what Stewie's going to need to do to try to keep these hitters off balance. Needs to be able to throw it in any count with a lot of command, keep it low in the zone.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Stewie bounces back with the strikeout of Panel to end the inning, but not before Jackie Liss with a 3-run homer gives the Red Raiders a 3-0 lead, heading to the bottom of the first.
Allow yourself to tune out. To tune into nature. To tune in to the outdoors. To tune in to what matters. Discover Lake County, Florida. Learn more at discoverlakefl.com.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Have you ever wondered if there was a place where access to excellence isn't guarded by ivy, but open to all who strive for greatness? Where education leads to more than a degree, it opens a door to a career and a better life. Where imagination ignites invention and innovation, and the boundaries between science and creativity converge. That place is here, the University of Central Florida, a place for those who dare to invent the future.
Take a look at this Knights lineup, hitting .325 as a team coming into the weekend, top 50 in the country. Samantha Ray to lead it off at center field with Coco Jaimez batting second. Izzy Mertez at left field hitting third. Beth Damon catching, hitting cleanup. Sierra Humphreys at second base hitting fifth. Aubrey Evans at short hitting sixth. Ashley Griffin hitting seventh. Kendall Yarnell, DP, and hitting eighth. And Zoe Calvis hitting ninth for the Knights against the sophomore Sam Lincoln. Samantha Lincoln out of Massachusetts getting the ball. She's been their number 3 starter all season, and she gets the ball here on this game 3.
And definitely trying to work the zone pretty efficiently here. Going to spin the ball up nicely. She's up, down, and curve. Coming from the left side, going to be a bit of a different look. Of course, pretty similar to what they saw with Caitlin Terry, but she was fantastic yesterday. I feel like she really thrives as the pressure is on, the game gets tighter.
This for a ball. Talking to Jerry Glasgow about her, he reminds him of a young Megan Gibson potential. That's how high he thinks of Lincoln. And part of the goal this year, it's a unique balance as a swing and a miss there, is they wanted to get some work to develop her, but then you also understand when you got 2 of the best pitchers in the country and Kennedy and Terry, you know, there's times where, hey, she may not get as many innings pitched. It's an interesting balancing act as the 1-2. Teray's outside 2-2.
It's got to be tough to balance how you pitch and in what situations you pitch different people, but it's also a bit of a cushion there to know that, hey, I'm going to get these young players some good experience, but I've always got somebody to go to pretty quickly if things get a little out of hand. They've got kind of the safety net.
Swing and a miss as Ray goes down on strikes. First out here of the bottom of the first for the Knights.
Well, this has been Sam Lincoln's bread and butter, something on the outer half, just tight spin there, a little frustration from Samantha Ray, just trying to get something going offensively. Quick momentum for UCF would really help them out.
Coco Jaimez coming to the plate. Takes a strike. Of course, it's a luxury for Lincoln to have people like Nyjah and Caitlin Terry to learn from. The 0-1 pitch.
Not many teams have legit 3 pitchers that they can go to throughout a series. You know, some have somebody that they'll start. They have 3 different pitchers that they'll start in the games, but pretty short leashes, and just a great opportunity for Sam Lincoln and Texas Tech overall to be able to save the arms too. You look at what they've done deep into postseason with their run. They've got to sustain Nyjah Kennedy and Caitlin Terry and what they're capable of.
You look at the Red Raider defense there, 53rd in the country in fielding percentage. It's a pitch ball.
Not a lot of changes defensively other than the occasional outfielder switching things up.
1-2 the count. Swing and a miss, and Lincoln gets the strikeout. 2 gone here in the first.
Sam Lincoln wastes no time. Gets the first 2 big swing and misses for UCF. As a short gamer, you've got to try just to put the ball on the ground. Easier said than done, of course, but you got to stay short to the ball and just try to make contact, trust your speed.
Izzy Mertez takes ball 1, 1-0 the count.
This is another hitter for UCF that has been the biggest, now tied with Beth Damon after the weekend that she's had so far, but RBI producer for the Knights and has had a really quiet bat this weekend. Again, facing some great pitching. Tends to do that.
Takes a strike, 1-1.
We talked about it yesterday too, the difference maker and what allows teams to be most successful throughout their seasons. I'm with Jada on her opinion on elite pitching makes so much of a difference.
Ground ball to short. Tony, the first in time to retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Lincoln and the Red Raiders. We are through 1 here on this Sunday afternoon in Orlando. Head coach Tara Archibald, and for more on her, let's go down to our 4th member of our team in Berkeley Mazzanoni. Berkeley?
Guys, it's obviously no secret that is Coach Glasgow's daughter, and when I spoke to him about it earlier this week, he said, you know, it's a blessing and a curse. We do get on each other, we do butt heads, but she knows that I have her back in the middle of games, and we hold each other accountable when things go wrong, but it comes with the territory when coaching together. He said sometimes she doesn't like when old dad gets on her, but we wouldn't trade it for the world, and he loves that he gets to spend all this time with her and even the grandkids, so it's something special. But we also see that over in Oklahoma with JT with his mom Patty Gasso, so it's uncommon in this industry.
Thank you, Berkeley. Stewie back to work here. His first pitch, or next pitch there, his count is ball and a strike. DeLonghi Quiroga here to lead it off here for the Red Raiders, junior from Los Angeles. The 1-1. Quiroga hits a ball to right, going in the track, and the catch is made by Calvis as Quiroga is retired for the first out here in the second inning. Well, Alex, you got, of course, Glasgow families with no secret there. Tara Archibald's done a great job as the pitching coach. Was the head coach at Eastern Illinois before coming to Texas Tech. Led Eastern Illinois to an NCAA tournament appearance a couple years back, and UCF faced Eastern Illinois last year, and a lot of the players that were on that roster were recruited and were Tara Archibald players. fact, Eastern Illinois today sits on top of the Ohio Valley Conference undefeated, so that was a tough decision for her, but you can't pass up coaching with her dad, and of course, everybody knows the story with Jerry Ann and the tragic passing, Alex. And this is a family, a very tight family. 1-0. Fouled off. Jerry Glasgow coached the travel ball. And they got the break with Lou Champer at Georgia, the Hall of Fame head coach at Georgia. And Tara actually spent some time there in the Georgia staff.
Yeah, and just trying to, again, keep softball and the community of it just so tight-knit is one of my favorite things about it, and the way that these female athletes, the leaders of the programs, all the things come together. The community is so small. You know, we joke that the world is 6 degrees of separation. I feel like the softball community is one. If you don't know somebody, chances are you know somebody else well that does know that person pretty well.
3 balls and a strike here to Lauren Allred, the junior from Texas. Of course, Tara handles the pitching staff and is really connected with the pitching staff in the 2 seasons. It's a strike, 3-2.
I think has done a great job too, just navigating everybody's strengths and trying to put them in the best situations of success as well. Again, you got a couple of superstars on your team. Trying to manage it can be tough.
Just missed their ball 4, a walk to Allred with 1 out here in the 2nd inning. Gonna bring up Haley Toney to the plate. The sophomore. Was an all Big 12 tournament team a year ago. Was all freshmen a year ago in Big 12. Swings and fouls it off. Toney hit the first home run in Texas Tech history at the World Series against UCLA. It's no secret that's where they want to get back to. And certainly they're going to be one of the favorites, along with Texas, the defending national champion Longhorns, who look as strong as ever. Oklahoma. Probably those are your 3 favorites right now for the national championship. There's a bluff. All right, at the plate, Toney at the plate here. Jada, you got to know the other assistant for Texas Tech. You know Kayla Kowalik very well.
Yes, I was introduced. We all played on Team USA together, so got to meet her there, and now we're just good friends. Definitely catch up when we see each other.
Meanwhile, Allred takes second base on the steal. She's in scoring position with 1 out.
Good job just getting in scoring position here. It's big. Allred just good speed around the bases. Going to utilize it right now. Big opportunity for Toney, trying to get something going here and tack on another one.
The 1-2 pitch. Toney outside, ball 2, 2-2 the count. Second steal of the year for Allred. There's Kowalik. Jada, what does she bring to this Texas Tech program as a coach? She handles the short game, helps with the defenses. There is a great player, an All-American at Kentucky during her playing days, collegially anyway. Still in the playing pros with the Blaze. As Toney hits a pop-up that will drop. It's a blooper that drops. Mertes quickly trying to get a third, but Allred is in there on a bloop single by Toney. That ball just died quickly, and it's 2 on, 1 out here for the Red Raiders.
Again, good production from the bottom of the order here, just turning it over to the top. Toney finds a hole, shallow left field. Good base running as well. Allred super aggressive, now just 60 feet away. That's why Texas Tech is such a threat. It's not just the top of the order that is so consistent. Bottom half production is crucial. The best teams have a lot of depth. Get people off the bench at any time for some pinch hit opportunities, and good production all around.
Bunt attempt there by Davis, foul. Count is 0-1. See what Maya does here with an 0-1 count, first and third. That's high. Ooh, gets from Damon, then Toney will take second. So it's second and third here with 1 out. See how that changes the equation here for Maya. With a ball and a strike. The 1-1. There's the bunt attempt foul. And Jada, as I was asking you there, Kowalik is a factor when it comes to the short game here for Texas Tech.
Yes, kind of if you just see her game as a player, she's really savvy when it comes. She's kind of a triple threat. She can go for the long ball. She can lay a bunt down. So she definitely plays a big role in kind of with the Texas Tech offense, but as well as the defense. She is a utility player. So she has the background as a catcher, but also has played pro in the outfield as well. So she definitely brings a lot to this coaching staff and helping the hitters and the offense.
See that pitch to a changeup just right above the belt. Maybe a little high, but not bad.
There's a swing and a miss. Davis goes down on strikes. And a big strikeout for Stewie for the second out.
Huge pitch. Ava Stewie, the big swing and the miss there. That one again tailing away from Maya Davis. That pitch as a left-handed hitter is tough just because you're not necessarily used to seeing something that's going to break away from you like that. Of course, if you're facing a left-handed pitcher, the curveball does that naturally, but against somebody like Stewie on the right side, not a look you get very much.
Terry fouls it off. Of course, Kowalik played for Rachel Lawson at Kentucky. Will be playing for the Blaze this upcoming summer in the season 2 of AUSL. Arguably the greatest Kentucky hitter of all time. Now in multiple seasons here on the staff. The 0-1 is fouled off, 0-2. See right there taking notes. I remember I asked Rachel Lawson about her getting into coaching. She's like, yeah, she would be a natural. It didn't surprise her one bit that she would get into coaching. 0-2 from Stu. A tie, ball 1. Definitely writing every note. You and her write a lot. I notice. You two write a lot.
Hey, you got to keep track of the thoughts. There's probably a lot of them going on.
1-2. Slice foul. Jada, you're right by that side where there's been a lot of foul balls since you've arrived this weekend. I'm just saying.
It's been a lot over here. I'm the hot spot over here.
It's really a neat turn. There it is with the umbrella there, Jada.
Feeling good, feeling good.
1-2. Terry again fouls it off. We'll do it again here. It's second and third, 2 outs here in the second. The 1-2 from Stewie. That's a wild pitch. And that's going to get a run to score in Allred. And it's 4-0 Texas Tech on the wild pitch.
That pitch is slipping out of the hand of Stewie. Definitely not the intent. Just got to take it in stride. Another run coming in. Tough when something like that happens, when people are on base. Kind of makes you pay a little bit more.
And that's another wild pitch. We'll see what they call officially, but Tony comes in to score. And the Red Raiders extend the lead.
Back to back, just gotta keep working through it, make the adjustment there. Not sure if it was supposed to be the same pitch or what, but 2 wild pitches in a row, 2 runs coming in, not ideal.
3-2 pitch. Got a piece of it. Jada, from your view, what do you see? What do you saw there in those 2 pitches there?
Yes, I think Ava was just slipped out of her hand on the second pitch. It kind of crossed Beth up. I think they just need to get on the same page at this point right now.
Is that on the catcher or on the pitcher to kind of establish that?
Just with Beth being a little older, having a little more experience, I think it's the catcher's point of view and kind of have that experience.
Tony draws the walk. 2 outs here in the second inning. Mia Williams now to the plate. Williams coming to the plate here. See right there, Jason Williams, the father of Mia Williams, former NBA star, played for the Sacramento Kings. The Miami Heat, was part of the NBA champion Miami Heat team in 2006. That was the team with Dwayne Wade and Shaquille O'Neal. Beat the Dallas Mavericks in the finals. 1-0. Fouled off. 1-1 the count. Yes, Alex, I may be a Heat fan.
Yeah, again, just spitting stats with no notes in front of him on ones like that. Sometimes he does have the notes, but
I remember that NBA title.
I'm sure you do.
A ball and a strike to count. Williams hits one to center. Ray at the track makes the catch. Great play by Samantha Ray to end the inning. Nice job by the junior. Right now, the Red Raiders with a 5-0 lead. Looking for a little white chocolate.
Introducing SportsCenter for you, personalized every single day. Now available on the ESPN app. Powered by your favorites.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Exclusively on ESPN, 40-plus NCAA championships. Confetti rains. Nets are cut. Joy erupts. Hardware is hoisted. History happens here on ESPN, home of NCAA championships.
Taking a look here on this Sunday afternoon. Texas Tech, the number 3 ranked team in the country with a 5-0 lead. See people out there in the outfield lounge. Steve Boney, longtime supporter and fan of UCF, over there in the outfield lounge. Look at that.
Bringing us all the good eats. This time pregame too, which that was
Yeah,
appreciated.
you were excited. You got to take
did.
care of that.
I chowed down on the burger, so thank you to the squad.
Jada, have you had some of the burgers out there in the outfield lounge yet?
Yes, I did. I had one last night. It was good. They had a lot of food out there, even after the game.
This is true. A lot of options, I've noticed. Beth Damon to lead it off here for the Knights. Takes first pitch, strike, 0-1 the count to Beth. Meanwhile, we got little cookies there on the side. This is on the Texas Tech side. We got foods everywhere.
Might be a lot of things today, but hungry is not going to be one of them.
Food, you're not short on food. That's what you're saying. 0-1 to Damon. It's a ball, 1-1 the count to Damon. 10 home runs, 34 RBIs. Last 2 Knights players to get to double digits in home runs in a single season. And of course, Aubrey Evans last year hit 10. And then before that was Jada Cody as Damon gets a single to left. A good start for the Knights here in the second on the single by Damon.
Beth Damon has been the most consistent hitter for UCF so far this series. Keeps that streak alive here. Takes a pitch, drives it to shallow left field. She'll take it. Right now, UCF needs base runners.
Mentioned Aubrey Evans. Jada Cody, prior to last year, was the last night player to hit double digits home runs in a single season, 15 in 2022. Humphrey swings at the first pitch, hits a fly ball to right as the catch is made by Terry. It's one of the few things we haven't seen her do this weekend, Alex, is Caitlin Terry fielding there. Hadn't had to until right there. That'll bring up Aubrey Evans. Speaking of which, to the plate with 1 on, 1 out here in the second. That's inside for a ball. One and 0 the count to Aubrey Evans. Senior captain. 2-0. What's the approach here, Jada, if you're Aubrey?
We just need to pass the bat if I was her. See a pitch, get her pitch on, get her swing off on this pitch, and kind of allow the pitcher to kind of get more pitches in right now. And the first inning was kind of quick, so I think at this point right now, Aubrey just needs to pass the bat and see her pitch.
Strike 2-1 the count. Kind of sense they kind of need a spark, don't you, Jada? You can sense that?
Yes, they do. Just pass the bat. When UCF is successful, that's what they do. They keep passing the bat.
So 2-1 the count to Aubrey Evans. Lincoln delivers a strike. It's 2-2.
Good pitch, too, from Lincoln, getting herself back in this thing. A couple of high strikes today. I'm here for it. Below the letters, but something on the outer half.
Evans gets jammed, pops it up in the infield. Panel comes in to make the catch. 2 gone here in the second as Aubrey Evans is retired. Damon stays at first. That'll bring up Ashley Griffin to the plate. Of course, Lincoln, Jerry Glasgow told me, reminds her of a young Megan Gibson, who was, of course, a Hall of Famer at Texas A&M, All-American, top 3 finalist, Player of the Year, led the Aggies to the national championship runner-up in 2008. The strike. And in an interview I watched on Seeing Scarlet on their YouTube channel with Tara Archibald, talked about how one of the players that Lincoln's really hit it off with is Caitlin Terry. And Terry, they've worked together there since they brought in. Work on their mechanics, and that they formed that little bond. And in this pitching staff, which has helped Lincoln, and Tara Archibald in that interview talked about that's really helped her in her growth and development. 0-2 the count. Griffin fouls it off.
Anytime you can have a teammate that has kind of been there, done that already, and it's something that you're trying to accomplish, I think it helps so many of us as athletes. I remember in my career, I really idolized Maddie O'Brien, and just being able to see people go out there that you're so close to and have the success kind of helps your own learning curve.
Griffin hits it to first, just foul. Maddie O'Brien, huh?
It was Maddie O'Brien, yeah. Just seeing what she was able to do in her junior season. I was like, I literally went into Travis's office one day and said, I want to do that. And you saw, that was a close one. We saw a couple of close ones yesterday, too. Coach Noah Sanders getting the boot in game 2 with a little frustration on some missed calls.
That was ball the third. It was called fair that they thought it was foul. Lincoln there late outside, 1-2 the count.
Gutsy take. That one right at the knees. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. A pitcher's pitch for sure. Coming from the left side, never really had to make its way back over the plate. Good location for Lincoln.
They appeal to first, no swing. It's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to count. Another good crowd here on this Sunday afternoon. Definitely the best crowd of the year on Sunday here. watching some high-level softball. Of course, busy weekend for Texas Tech if you're a Texas Tech sports fan. The men's basketball team's going to play in the round of 32 against Alabama later tonight around a 9:40 tip. So there might be some people here that are going to be making the drive up there after this game. The women's team is in Baton Rouge playing LSU later tonight in the round of 32 of that NCAA tournament. That's on the ESPN family of networks. 2-2. Griffin pops it up. Williams coming over to right field makes the catch to retire the side. Lincoln gets through the second, still with the lead. The talk of the sport in the offseason was these additions here, Alex, that have certainly with talented players like Caitlin Terry and Taylor Pannell and Jasmine Burns and Mia Williams.
Yeah, if you don't have them, go get them. And that's exactly what they did in the transfer portal throughout that window. And it was this summer just adding some really big contributors to the roster, have made immediate contributions, good success. And that's one of the reasons this team has been so good the last 2 years in particular is what they've been able to do in the transfer portal. And a lot of that backed by NIL. The way the game is continuing to change. And Jada, were you part of the NIL kind of as it started?
Yes, I was right when, I want to say my junior year. That's kind of sophomore, junior year. That's when NIL, we were allowed to start receiving money for playing.
Man.
Burns hits a fly ball to center. Ray is there as the out is recorded. New Knights pitcher Lena Elkins in the game here for UCF. Getting the opportunity here in her first appearance of the series. Jackie Liss will come to the plate. First pitch. It's a strike. And the count is 0-1 to Liss. First Texas Tech football, certainly winning the Big 12 championship, their first in football program history, getting to the college football playoff this past year. Men's basketball made the Elite Eight last year in the second round today against Alabama. Women's basketball making the first NCAA tournament appearance for them in a while. Big turnaround in that program. They'll play it at 2 o'clock later today in Baton Rouge. 1-1, and that's been a big part of it. The NIL, the support. They've gone all in over there at Texas Tech. And it was interesting, I was watching a press conference last night, Arkansas head coach John Calipari talk about you've got to be all in on NIL to be successful in this day and age, and complimented other programs, schools that were in it like a Texas Tech.
I think it's the, I say unfortunate reality just because it is so specific to the programs and the funding that they're able to get with boosters and all the different things, and it's different state to state. That's another thing. It's not necessarily NCAA regulated yet, which is, to me, the most interesting part of it all.
Liss grounds ball to second. Humphreys will throw to first. In time to retire lists. 2 gone. Here into 3rd inning. Certainly it's a polarizing topic because obviously there's some schools that can do it, some can, and so there's a lot of back and forth.
And I think that's the unfortunate reality is it's not an even playing field, but hey, as is life, and I think that's probably some of the biggest gripes that you hear. I like to think that my financial situation, my bank account would have looked a lot different if NIL was in play, but I don't know, maybe not. But the opportunities that it lends to these athletes, I think, is so much fun. And such a great opportunity. You learn life a lot quicker, too. Start talking contracts, financials, all the things.
The 1-0, it's a strike, and it's 1-1 the count. I don't even want to think about if you had NIL money, how many pets you would have added to your repertoire, your family.
I didn't have any pets in college. I was pretty realistic with the time that it took to be a student athlete. I would have saved the money for the pets after college, for sure.
2 balls and a strike to Panel. With the 1 on, 2 outs here in the 3rd. It's low for a ball 3. Of course, Nigeri Kennedy made headlines there with her big move NIL, and I'll say that she has been so amazing representing the sport on and off the field. And she was outspoken about it. I remember when I spoke to her about the move, and she wanted to help grow the game. She saw what Caitlin Clark was doing with women's basketball. And yesterday, Alex, she was well represented. A lot of fans wanted her autographs, and she stayed in line for over a half hour and signed every single autograph. 3-2 pitch. Low, ball 4, and a 2-out walk to Pano. Here it is, Alex and Jada. A full line waiting for Nyjah for signing an autograph, and she signed every autograph. There was security there. They were ready. Hey, you want to end it here? She's like, no, I want to make sure I sign every autograph. Really a class act.
And I think that's one of the things, too, that people only see the dollar signs. They only see these athletes getting the NIL opportunities. They don't realize or think about the pressure that it puts on these players because of the visibility now. It's like she signs a huge contract, but with that comes a lot of weight and pressure to perform, and now the spotlight's on her and trying to navigate it as only an 18, 19, 21-year-old young adult. People want to critique and talk about the way the game is changing, but with it comes so much pressure.
Ball missed there. 2-0. Well, it's funny. People can talk about that here, but I never hear the male athletes get questioned about it. I think she's worth it more than any other athlete right now in college sports. Look what she has helped bring Texas Tech. It's become a sensation there with the softball fandom, which was an afterthought prior to her arrival, and more people are tuning in. And I give her credit. She has helped grow the game.
Well, normally a team's success, too, doesn't boil down to one player, and that's definitely the case still with Texas Tech. They had a lot of talent on that roster, but, I mean, she threw every pitch of the World Series, and what she was able to do, again, so much on her shoulders. But now it's complemented by a lot more depth all around in the circle, the team as a whole on the roster. But she has been a game changer for this sport. If you watch college softball, you know the name Nigeri Kennedy.
3 balls and a strike. That's low, ball 4, and a walk to Longi Quiroga. So it's 2 on, 2 out here in the 3rd inning. Right now, Coach Paul Malone's trying to find a pitcher that could throw some strikes. This is kind of been something that we've seen when things haven't gone well for UCF this season, is the free passes. So you see Jerry Glasgow's going to make a move here. Jerry told me, by the way, remember, Jerry's coached in the pros and the college, says that Nyjah Kennedy is the classiest athlete he's ever coached.
That's a big statement.
Think about that comment. We're going to have a pitching change here for the Knights. And I kind of concur with him on that in my experience covering Nyjah the last couple of years. We'll tell you about the new Knights pitcher when we return, or maybe we won't have a, yeah, there it is. There's the pitching change. We'll tell you more about Reagan Vakun when we return here in the third. Lena Elkins done for the day, and you see right there Shannon Sale, the assistant coach, national champion at Oklahoma, talking to her pitcher Elkins, and of course Sale, such a valuable part of the staff, talking to their pitchers here. And right now it's a teaching moment here, Alex, a lot of times here, and kind of talking it out, trying to figure this out.
Well, you've got to, and so much learning opportunity throughout these games. It makes it tough, though, because the emotion, the frustration can be high, but you've just got to figure out, okay, how can I navigate it? How can I channel those emotions, use them to make me better in my next opportunity? But right now, I just got to feel all the feelings.
So Vakun now, first pitch against Lauren Allred, lefty hitter. It's ball 1 to Lauren. Walked and scored in her first at-bat. The 1-0. Swung on and fouled off for Vakun, a freshman out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Count is 1-1. That one is a little high. And right now the Knights pitching a little wild here. And that's kind of the growing pains here, Alex, with a young pitching staff. You have some peaks and valleys, and right now you're seeing the ups and downs here of the staff.
I'm definitely feeling the valleys, a little bit of just kind of over pitching, allowing the moment to feel bigger than it is and putting that pressure on ourselves. But again, that comes with maturity and time and realizing that, hey, I may make a big contribution, but I'm not going to make or break this ball game right now. It's a team sport. But the over pitching and trying to overpower a situation is really the kryptonite for pitchers as a whole. Trying to take matters into their own hands, say, hey, I'm going to go in, I'm going to try to get the strikeout, and really I just need to pound the zone, let the chips fall where they may.
This is outside, that's a walk, and now bases loaded with 2 outs. Well, I think right now Coach Pomalone's looking for a pitcher to step up. Certainly early in this season here in the Big 12. But not only trying to figure some answers for this game, but moving forward for UCF. They'll be in Houston next weekend. That's an improved Houston Cougar team that can hit. That's a hitter's park too at Houston. Kansas is much improved. They will come here later in the year, as well as Utah. The good news is, like I said, Texas Tech does this to a lot of people. Let's make that clear. They did this to Arizona last weekend in that series win. So
no doubt that they're good, and this is a very capable team. They're a great hitting team. They do the small things well. They do the hard things well. But right now, UCF getting themselves in a bit more of a predicament maybe than Texas Tech is even really lending. Only 2 hits on the board, but a big part of that because of the amount of walks given up so far, 7 in this game. That just can't happen.
Desiree Spearman pinch hitting here for Tony. It's a ball and a strike. You see the Red Raiders runners. Holloman at second base. Excuse me, third base. Got Holloman on base. You got right now Texas Tech trying to add on here against Vakun on a 2-1 count. Already at first base. Who came in running for Quiroga. And it's 3-1. Desiree Spearman coming over from New Mexico State. Two-way player, has been mostly used with her bat this year so far. She swings ground ball to third as the play is made by Jaimes to retire the side. So Vakun gets out of the bases loaded jam and keeps it a 5-run ball game. Yarnell will lead it off for the Knights when we return. On to Berkeley Mezzanotte. You got more on Mia Williams.
Yes, huge athletic influence on her. Her dad obviously played in the NBA. Her mom was a college javelin thrower. She said, honestly, I didn't ask them much advice when it came to softball because kudos to them for being highly decorated athletes, but they know nothing about softball. So they let me do my thing. They let me vent after games if I need to vent to them, obviously, but they let me do my thing, obviously, with softball. And I asked her, do you want to go down the road that your dad went down with Barstool? She goes, no, I'm not as cool as my dad, so I'm just going to keep doing my thing.
There's Jay Will with LeBron James. That was the LeBron James, Dwayne Wade Heat teams that won the titles. For Heat fans, Berkeley Jew. So you got to talk to Jason Williams there. Pretty good. And the family there. Great family of athletics. Kendall Yarnell at the plate. Takes a strike. 1-1 the count. Jada, who's your favorite NBA team?
The Golden State Warriors, coming from California. That's my team.
Of course, you're a Steph Curry fan. I got you.
I am.
Understandable. 1-1 the count to Kendall Yarnell. Strike two. Steph Curry, Jada, that's another athlete. You know, I was talking in the last half inning about Naisha signing autographs for everybody. And UCF players did too sign autographs after the game yesterday for a lot of the fans. It was great to see both sides. But Steph Curry's the one NBA player I've seen that has signed tons of autographs pregame. It's wild. It's a wild scene to see him in the pregame. Yarnell check swings, fouls it off. What's it like there? You've signed autographs too during your day. And I know UCF every weekend, they have one day they set out where the team signs autographs for the fans like yesterday.
I think it's big. A lot of people come to the games, and that's some of the biggest things that they do after the game on Saturdays is sign signatures. And the little girls that look up to the softball players here at UCF and other sports. But I think it's big to remember where you came from. You started young, so I think as a whole, the softball community does a really good job of giving back to the younger generation so they can kind of have somebody to look up to.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Yarnell. Lincoln delivers, swing and a miss. And a strikeout for Samantha Lincoln for the first out here in the 3rd inning.
Big pitch, Sam Lincoln, just outside off the plate, the big swing by Yarnell. And just talk in the last half inning about the overthrowing from pitchers. I think sometimes we overswing too as hitters. Less is more, just got to get the barrel there. Pitcher supplies the power. We've just got to get the barrel on plane.
Zoe Calvis swings deep in the hole and through. That'll get into left field as Calvis will reach here for the Knights in the 3rd.
I love watching Zoe Calvis hit. She keeps it simple, just right to the ball, super efficient with her swing. Kind of the short gamer there, but really just works on contact, putting the pressure on the defense, making them make the play. Love what she's able to do at the bottom of the lineup.
Samantha Ray will come to the plate with 1-on-1 out here. See if the Knights get something going offensively here. They've certainly got the players offensively to do it. Coming into this game, 47th in the country in slugging, 533, 43rd in hitting. There goes Calvis. Throw to second is in time. As the throw out there picked off and caught stealing throw there for the out. 2 gone.
Good stuff by the defense. Mia Williams with the tag. Just such a great play, getting her body back in line. The throw kind of takes her a little bit, but the adjustment she's able to make, the physicality and the athleticism that play in particular makes. Good stuff by Burns behind the dish. The athleticism. Most would probably think it comes from dad, but I'm gonna just go out on a whim here and say that I think it comes from mom too. Maybe more so from mom. I'm just saying, they do say that kids get their athleticism from their mother.
Good to know that. Now,
yeah.
Berkeley referenced about the mom and the athlete. You had more on her. You know the backstory with her mom.
Yeah, she was a track athlete at Florida, and the dad might have had the visibility in the media and all that stuff, of course, but she was just as good.
2-2 the count. Now to Ray with no one on, 2 out. Lincoln. Check swing liner on the slap as Tony makes the catch. And just like that, the inning ends. Coming up, we may talk to Jerry Glasgow or Tara Archibald. We'll find out who. I have a feeling it'll be Jerry this time. We'll find out with us when we return here in Orlando.
Orlando is growing fast. To stand out here, you need bold ideas, local power, and a team that represents this city. From corporate partnerships to donor opportunities and direct athlete collaborations, we'll help you build a sponsorship game plan that drives impact. UCF Athletics in your business. Let's charge on together.
Allow yourself to tune out. To tune into nature. To tune in to the outdoors. To tune in to what matters. Discover Lake County, Florida. Learn more at discoverlakefl.com.
They look at us and wonder, what's out there?
We are.
We've never been the type to stand to the side, letting world-changing ideas go untested. We push even beyond our own expectations. Here is seen across the country and heard around the world. We strive to be bold, to be impactful, and to challenge the status quo.
Because from here,
And here.
And even here, it's possible.
Welcome back. We're now joined by Texas Tech head coach Jerry Glasgow. And coach, I want to talk about your young pitcher here, Sam Lincoln. I know you told me you compared her to a young Megan Gibson. Just talk about what you're seeing from her and her growth and development here that you're trying to fit in here.
I'm just thrilled today. I mean, we were doing so good. She's just developed over the last year and a half. It's been, as a coach, like you dream about getting these really talented kids out of high school and seeing them develop. That's a really fun thing. And she's on pace. And then we had a little foot injury and got her off pace. We had to have missed a lot of practice for a week and a half. And then, we've been trying to phase her back in. It's really hard during conference season. And it was really big for the offense to get some runs there where we can give her some room, and then she just commanded the whole game. And her talent, I told you, it's immense. It's an enormously talented player, and we've just got to keep giving her an opportunity to grow mentally, and her mental talent will grow and develop into her physical talent. And she's very blessed to be around KT and Nyjah, and her mental game is just it's really amazing how fast she's developing because she's around those players.
All right, Jerry, thank you for talking to us this weekend. We'll get you back out there to coaching.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Jerry Glasgow joining us. He's never short on words, Alex.
No, there's a lot to say and a lot of good things, too. I like how complimentary he was of his pitcher. And, a lot of the talk, too, has been about Nyjah and the hitters and all the things and being able to give Sam Lincoln her flowers as well. Even mentioned KT in there, Caitlin Terry, and the impact she's had on Lincoln and her success.
No question about that. Top of the fourth. Top of the order with Maya Davis. Fouls it off. 0-1 the count.
I think one of the things, too, just looking at from a coaching standpoint, it's a blessing and difficult when you've got such a staple player like Kennedy, and she's getting so much of the media attention and all the fandom, and then you've still got to be able to spread the love and give shout outs to all the other players because it's all about the team. At the end of the day, the team wins and loses. A player can have a huge impact, of course, but you want everybody to feel loved in the culture and what you're trying to build, and he said that's been probably one of the toughest things, is to build a culture in such a short amount of time when you've got people coming from all different backgrounds, and these aren't necessarily the kids that I recruited out of high school. I'm trying to do something different here with kids that have already kind of had a bit of a path themselves, trying to clash it all into one.
Count 1-2 here to Maya Davis. Top of the fourth. We're going against Reagan Vacoon. There's the chair shot right behind Jerry Glasgow. That was as Davis hits it to short. Evans is there. We'll throw to first in time to get Davis for the first out in the fourth inning. Berkeley, you got more on those two chairs we just saw there moments ago there.
Yeah, so apparently it's a development like in the story with each series. They had plain chairs at the beginning of the season, and just over time they just keep adding to it. For the people that don't know, everyone puts up a chair like sit her down like in the middle of a play. So they added names and they want to have fun, but they even said keep in check. We might have little chairs that add like children to the chair family. So we don't know we don't know what's going to happen at the end of the season, but just keep watching the chairs.
I got some breaking news there of developing there. My goodness.
Got some chair babies.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow.
But hey, section 102 gets crazy.
Wow. Jada, what did you all use in 20? Do you remember any of the years you played, what you used for from a dugout standpoint?
We had like a chain, a UCF chain, but we did more cheering than props because it was at one point they told us we had to stop using props. But now they're having a great time with these chairs out there.
Yeah, it's funny how things have really changed, I think, just from whether it was, a rule standpoint, of course, or even just like a coach standpoint. It's kind of like the running joke. I feel like the coaches get a little bit more lenient and lax because they have to with where the game is, where social media is, all the things. I even think about my experience, and Coach O was so structured when I was playing. We couldn't have tattoos visible, couldn't wear expressive ribbons or crazy stuff unless it was for a special cause. And now it's like kind of a free-for-all.
Foul ball there.
Now it's like if you limit what the players can do with the individuality piece, you're threatening potentially the NIL that could come with it and all the things.
3 balls, 2 strikes the count here to Caitlin Terry in the fourth. And just missed ball 4 and a walk with 1 out. Coach Paul Malone, as you can tell, frustrated right now, just trying to see what they could get from Vakun here. Facing Mia Williams. First pitch up high, ball 1. Want to know the count. That ball is hit to deep left field, but it will stay in the park as the catch is made by Mertez. Tony advances to second on the play, but there's 2 outs in the inning. So 2 gone. That'll bring up Burns to the plate. Jasmine Burns. Right-handed hitter steps in here against Vakun. So it's a ball. And Alex, I said this about Ava. Every pitch here that Reagan Vakun is getting, I think is valuable, super valuable.
Experience is the best teacher, and just trying to figure it out. Coach Paul Malone going to call time and come out and have a quick chat with her and Beth Damon, just making sure we're all on the same page here. One missed pitch could really put Texas Tech in run rule territory, and so I think Coach Baer just trying to make sure that we're dialed in, still giving ourselves a chance.
Right, because right now your teaching moment, not just for this game, but moving forward. I mean, you got a long season to go here still. A lot of games will be better days.
You're just over the halfway point, absolutely. There's a lot of softball left to play in the next 2 months, and if you don't take care of business now, things can really take a dip and escalate much more than they need to. And if you're UCF, you're just looking at this weekend like this was a great opponent. We played some good ball games. Again, the scores don't necessarily reflect the quality of the play up to this point. Today's been a little tougher within our control. That's a lot of the messaging. Control the controllables. Other things are out of our hands, but that's where the frustration comes in, is when you feel like your athletes are playing maybe a little bit timid, not just laying it out all on the line, trusting their stuff, trusting their training.
1-0. Of course, UCF started this week with a win over FIU on a Wednesday down in Miami. And the Friday night game was a back-and-forth game, 1-run game decided, and yesterday was scoreless going into the 5th inning. Since then, Texas Tech's had the edge there, taking control. Burns ground ball to short. Evans is there, will throw to first. And a shutout 4th inning there for Vakun. As we will head to the bottom of the 4th. Knights still with some work to do, down 5. here has come in here, thrown a couple scoreless innings here. What do you want to see from her, and what are you seeing from her?
Well, I think when she's putting her pitches in the spots that she's intending to, we're getting the outs. So we just got to keep doing that. You know, their pitching staff hasn't walked anybody this series, and everyone that, you know, we walked in the first 2 innings scored. So we just got to be better about that.
Coach, what kind of adjustments do you want to see your offense make against Sam Lincoln?
I just want them to be themselves and play free. I think we're playing pretty tight. I think something's going to fall our way, and you know, then things will go our way again. So, yeah.
Appreciate you, Coach. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Playing loose, playing free, it's definitely a difference maker on the field. It lends to the confidence and the comfortability. Typically, as athletes, we have our best success when we are just being ourselves out there. It doesn't mean we always have to think that we're the best and anything like that. I always played with kind of a nervousness and a bit of butterflies too going into competitions. Didn't matter the score, didn't matter the opponent, but I always tried to stay true to myself, and I'm sure Jada could say the same. You work so hard, you just gotta be you out there.
Jaimes hits it to third, foul. And certainly the umpires hearing it from some of the fans there. They're still over from yesterday. What just happened here? Did he just call a warning? What did he do? Not sure what that was about. I think the Knights players now.
A bit of frustration going back and forth, and we've seen the closeness too all weekend. So many close calls, and third base umpire and Coach Ball Malone just having a conversation. This one, the foul ball down the line.
Well, that's definitely a carryover from yesterday's call. Would you agree with that, Jada?
Yes, and I think that's what Coach Beer is kind of talking to the umpire about. She got a warning over here already.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that, Jada.
Yes, they got a warning.
Good work on that.
You're right in the thick of it. I like that
That's why
location.
we have her here.
I'm like,
we're
give
a
us
little far.
give us the details. I want all the tea.
Jada's got the scoops.
But I like it. I mean, she's going to give him a piece of her mind and just
Yeah.
a build up of frustration, not necessarily from one play, but I think a few.
Well, the reality is we got two talented teams here. Texas Tech's played at a high level. UCF played a high level for a majority. Can't say the same for the umpiring this weekend.
There's Jada with a little umbrella action, trying to stay out of the sun as much as possible. Good heat today in Florida.
2-1. I just saw Jessie Gardner there, who is new on the UCF athletic department, former UCF soccer goalie. She was right there. I just saw her by the desk. So we got athletes former athletes all over the place here. 2-2 the count to Coco Jaimes. And Samantha Lincoln. That's high, 3-2. There's Jessie Gardner. Was hired a few weeks ago. Great to have her back here. Played for Amanda Cromwell in the UCF. Was the backup goalie to Aline Reyes, UCF Athletic Hall of Fame soccer goalie. A liner and a catch made by Panel. What a play by Panel for the first out here in the fourth.
Taylor Panel, great job just covering some good ground there in foul territory. Lays out, makes the good catch for her team. That's a big catch just because, again, you talk momentum, putting together a good at-bat. Coco Jaimes worked herself into a 3-2 count. Getting the leadoff out is huge.
Izzy Mertez at the plate. It's a strike, 0-1.
Jada and I kind of talked about it earlier, just even back and forth between innings and the importance of momentum and how it can impact and influence a team. UCF obviously chasing a few, but right now momentum is what they're looking for. A couple of base runners.
Popped up here, Tony making the catch as Mertez retired for the second out. Well, let me ask you both this. You heard Coach Paul Malone alluded to it in the between innings. a little playing uptight there, be themselves. How do you get out of that situation as an athlete when you're feeling like you're pressing, maybe you're a little uptight, and just try to be yourself during the game?
I think it really goes back to what they've been doing the beginning of the season to be successful. So yes, the UCF offense has gone with the long ball, but I haven't seen a lot of small ball play. And so the top of the lineup as well as the bottom of the lineup using the ground, if it's a chop slap, if it's bunting, but getting back to themselves and not pressing. It's a 5-0 game right now, so a long ball is not going to do anything for them. So they really just have to get back to themselves and use speed, let the runners get on, let them move the runners. And I think that's what UCF softball is really about, and they're kind of strayed away from that the past few games. But I think that's kind of just one way that they can get back to themselves.
Damon takes ball 3-0.
I think a big part of that too is having the mindset that it starts with all of us individually. As a player, if I'm in the lineup right now, I can put together a really good at bat. And if I can do that, if everybody could do that, I mean, wow, how the game could change. And then also celebrating the small wins and knowing, hey, so-and-so did a job. Let's acknowledge it. Let's, dab her up and just get going. Sometimes you got to bring that momentum if you're not getting it done on the field. And celebrating the small victories is a good start.
3-1 the count. It's a strike. It's 3-2.
Good pitch here. Sam Lincoln going to flip the change. Love the off speed down at the knees. Outside corner. Beth Damon thought for a second it might be a ball, but getting herself now in a 3-2 count. Big pitch by Sam Lincoln.
Fouled it off. You could see why Jerry Glasgow is excited about Lincoln and her potential there, talking to us in the top half of the inning about her. To the point where we just had to keep it at one question, Alex. We could. He went on. We had to go, all right, we get it. We're going to let you go. But rightfully so. He's excited about her.
You put her in opportunities and see what she's capable of and comes through big in these moments and these outings. I mean, yeah, of course you're going to be proud. It's really good production on the field for somebody that's still got a lot of career left.
And she gets the strikeout there to end the inning. We're through 4 here at the complex today.
Exclusively on ESPN, 40-plus NCAA championships, confetti rains, nets are cut, joy erupts, hardware is hoisted. History happens here on ESPN, home of NCAA championships.
Orlando is growing fast. To stand out here, you need bold ideas, local power, and a team that represents this city. From corporate partnerships to donor opportunities and direct athlete collaborations, we'll help you build a sponsorship game plan that drives impact. UCF Athletics in your business. Let's charge on together.
Introducing Verts. Swipe for news and highlights. Now available on the ESPN app.
Texas Tech, they've only had 2 hits on the morning, but this one, the biggest, Jackie Liss in the first inning, 2 outs, the 3-run home run. Coming off the bat of the seniors, really set the tone for this Red Raider offense. Coming into this game, looking for the sweep.
She will lead it off here for the Red Raiders. Here in the top of the 5th. 5 runs, 2 hits, no errors for Texas Tech. No runs, 2 hits for UCF.
Back with the pooch picks. Oh, look at the bedhead for Ginger and Coda Floof. They're Texas Tech fans. probably liking what they're seeing. I assume watching the game, of course, because who isn't on a Sunday morning, or I guess we're technically in the afternoon now. It's a beautiful day here. Don't forget to keep sending us your pooch picks, hashtag pooch picks at UCF Production on X.
First pitch strike. Feel free, Jada. You and Alex have the pooch pick exclusivity. I could lay out for the two of you.
Got it.
Those were a couple of poodle floofs.
The 0-1 to Liss for a ball. 1-1 the count. Only, yeah, 2 hits for both teams, Alex. It feels wider than it really is. The walks has been the difference in this game.
Yeah, the free passes have been tough, and you're only not even through 5 innings yet, and you've got 8 walks for UCF. It's huge. Makes all the difference. The free passes. Yesterday it was the free passes and the errors. Texas Tech hasn't had to do a whole lot of offense, not really getting the opportunities when you mess up like that and put people on base.
2-1 pitch. Liss fouls it off.
Last 2 innings of work, specifically Reagan Bakun has done a good job coming in and shutting down any further runs. The first couple of innings were plagued with the walks and the big swing again by Jackie Liss, but have gotten base runners on but haven't been able to capitalize as of late.
Liss gets it through to left field. Single for Liss to open the 5th inning here for the Red Raiders.
Keeping the streak alive, Jackie Liss keeps it simple. She can do it with the power game, or she can do it right there in the 5-6 hole. Good job getting herself on base. Leadoff runners on base is huge for an offense. Puts the pressure on the defense to try to get something going.
Got a pinch hitter here now. Lee Garcia. Oh, pinch runner here, Garcia. So Garcia will pinch run here at first base with Panel coming to the plate. Of course, Garcia was the one that will be remembered at Texas Tech for stealing home against UCLA in that World Series game. Winner's bracket game that the Red Raiders won. Takes a strike. Not something you see every day. Was at UT Tyler prior to her arrival at Texas Tech. Bakun on the 0-1. Fouled off, of course. Bakun, her mom, played on the World Series stage in 1996 with Princeton. The same World Series that Arizona won the national championship. But Krista, Sierra Humphreys' mom, was a part of that Wildcat team with Jenny Dalton Hill, Mike Condrea, the head coach. The 0-2 in the dirt, good block. Damon throwing to first. Getting back is Garcia. And it's 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes. And that one gets past Humphreys and into center field. And it's 1st and 2nd now, nobody out for the Red Raiders.
Good job by Taylor Panel, just hitting this one towards the middle. Sierra Humphreys goes to the knees. She's so used to trying to pick that ball. Has been pretty successful this season on that play, or pretty similar, but that one's just gonna stay low under the glove.
Quiroga at the plate. 1st and 2nd, nobody out here. Let's see with Jerry Glasgow. Quiroga, big power bat. 10 home runs on the year. Takes ball 1 there. So 1-0 the count. Bakun with the pitch. Apparently missed somewhere. 2-0.
Reagan Bakun pretty close here. That one just about a ball or ball and a half off the plate. Got to get it in just a little bit if she wants to get the call. Part of that too coming from the left side Ball never really has to cross the plate, so it's just going to stay arm side.
Three and 0 the count. Quiroga hits it to right, playable. Calvis makes the catch. Throw to second. Will keep Pano at first. And it's first and third and 1 out as Garcia goes to third on the tag. So 2 on, 1 out.
The designated player number 11,
Lauren Allred to the plate. First pitch to Allred, swung on foul, and so it won. And 1 the count. One away for a ball. 1-1. A ball and a strike to count here. Goku hit to second, knocked down by Humphreys. That'll get a run in. Hard hit ball and pays off for the Red Raiders, extend the lead.
Lauren Allred hits this ball hard. Sierra Humphreys tries to go to the backhand, but the ball coming in pretty firm. The late hop there. Just gonna get the ricochet out of the glove. Pretty uncharacteristic too from Humphreys. That one is going to go down as a hit. Again, would have been a great play, but Sierra Humphreys has made a lot of great plays this season, so I think she set the bar a little higher for herself.
Tony tries a bunt. Fouled that off there. 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. Pitch to throw to second. Ray backing up the play. Oh, and 1. 1-1 the count. First and second here. Still 1 out here. Fakud trying to get out of this. Delivers, Tony, ground ball to second. Humphreys will throw to second for 1. They'll get the out at second. And it'll be first and third, 2 outs, but not before Jerry Glasgow here. Looks like he's going to ask for the review. Here, challenge it. So take a look. Challenge for Texas Tech.
The ball just continues to find Sierra Humphreys. Does a good job trying to split the runners here. I think part of that too is it looked to me like Evans was almost trying to time it up as she was coming across the bag, which it felt a little tardy, again, compared to what I'm used to with her and how quick they are up the middle, and that's about right with what Coach Glasgow said. The camera got a shot of him too before the review was ultimately called. He said, I think she's out by about 2 inches, and it looks to be the case.
Keep in mind the call in the field was an out. It's got to be conclusive to overturn.
But I also think you're in the 5th inning and you haven't used a challenge yet, so you might as well ask the question.
No
What's
doubt.
the worst that can happen? The call stands.
Yeah, for those that don't know, you can challenge. You have 2 challenges. After the 5th inning, it's really the umpire's discretion to use the challenge. That's why a lot of times you'll see coaches talk to the umpires to talk them into going and taking a look. Of course, the play that got a lot of people upset here yesterday. The ball that was called fair that many thought was foul. UCF had no challenges at that point. Kind of people wondering why it wasn't a challenge. That's why. I think you and I, though, said that was probably not going to be conclusive enough to overturn. That's the tough part about it, is this game is so fast. That's why the call on the field is so imperative. We'll see what they do here. So it's either going to be first and third, 2 outs, which is what the original call was. If they overturn it, it'll be bases loaded and 1 out.
I'm going to go ahead and say that the call is going to stand before we even have to get into rushing territory. I do think that they got her out.
Okay, I tend to agree. We'll see.
After review, the call stands. Texas charged with their first review.
There you go. See, Jada, see how good Alex's is in their predictions here?
Right, I was with her. I know
Alex. You were. I didn't even ask. I knew you were going to go with her.
I also overheard, so I couldn't really have an opinion.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Do they have some good deliberation back and forth?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
A little bit. Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
All right, that's good to know down the road. We'll just peep that between us and the thousands tuning in. Meanwhile, that'll be it for Vokunu, who I think did a nice job here. And they will go to the bullpen here. We'll tell you more about the night's new pitcher when we return here in the 5th. Good outing for her. Certainly will be better for it moving forward. She'll be a key piece. As you see, Isabella Vega here getting the ball here in relief for the Knights.
Big opportunity right now for Vega coming in. I was going to say I was a little surprised to see her, but I think right now Coach Paul Malone is trying to keep Texas Tech out of run roll territory, hoping Vega can come in and shut it down. Also just keeping her loose, keeping her primed for what's ahead. They've got a midweek coming up, and we'll be on the call for that one as well.
Sure will. Vega warming up here. Vega got the save on Wednesday in the victory over FIU, 3-1. In fact, she's 1 save away from tying the school record in a single season in saves, held by Jamie Uvari back in 2016. Also moving up in the career saves mark. Coming in relief here to face Maya Davis. The 2-on-2 out here in the 5th. So let's see, Isabella, of course, pitched the Friday night game. Pitch is low, ball, he threw it, cut off by Aubrey. As Tony takes second. So now second and third, 2 outs.
Good job on the bases by Haley. Tony, not really believable there on trying to take the bait. I think Aubrey Evans needs to make her way towards second base behind Vega a little bit more if they want that to be a believable throw. You kind of see the angle that she was at, still towards the shortstop position there, makes it a little bit easier to read as a base runner.
2-0. Missed their 3-0. Have the open base at first. So they could certainly pitch around Maya Davis. The bad news is you've got the leading hitter, Caitlin Terry, on deck. That's what makes this Red Raider lineup very potent and tough to pitch against.
It's kind of like pick your poison.
Yeah, no, it really is.
You walk Maya Davis to get to Caitlin Terry, who's hitting over 600 in the month of March. Her best hitting coming the last 2.5, 3 weeks of work. Numbers that she's been able to put up. Not a ton of power in the early part of this season. Has 5 home runs on the year, and all of them coming in the last 3 weeks.
First pitch, ball 1 here to Terry. The 1-0 pitch. That missed high, 2-0. Naaman now having a word with Vega. You see Tony in the middle there. Davis at first. And you got Panel there at third base. Tony at second. Two and 0 the count to Caitlin Terry. That is missed 3-0. And that missed, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Terry, run scores. And it's 7-0 Texas Tech.
It's like you got to give Isa a minute to settle in, but this is the importance too of just staying ready in general, because she threw last on Friday night, knew that she's going to need to come in pretty consistently throughout the season. And right now has thrown 9 balls straight.
Nia Williams at the plate. That is hit foul to third base.
There's a strike. Only took 10 pitches to get 1. Hey, but now we got to battle big opportunities, and one of the best hitters on this Texas Tech lineup with some of the most power. Leads the team in home runs with 11, leads them in doubles with 12. The junior having a fantastic season. Two and 1 the count. Got the bullpen up. Tori Payne on the right, Macy Miles on the left. The strike, it's 2-2. There's a strike 3 looking, frozen as Vega gets the strikeout of Williams to end the inning. Sends us to the bottom of the 5th. Knights with some work to do. fantastic for Texas Tech in the circle. 4 strikeouts through 4 innings of work. Spinning the ball well, coming from the left side. Good velo, working all quadrants in the zone. You see it right there on her bow. Batty, she's been doing it all morning long.
There you see her line score through the first 4 innings. She'll face Sierra Humphreys, followed by Aubrey Evans and Ashley Griffin. 5, 6, 7 hit for the Knights. What's been working well for Lincoln, Jada?
Yeah, she's definitely working on both sides of the plate, and also with her off-speed pitch, keeping the UCF offense off balance right now. And that's something that she's been doing well the last few innings, and she's just getting better as time goes and the game's going on, and letting her defense work behind her.
0-1 the count to Humphreys. For the junior. Swings, hits a ground ball to second, backhand by Williams, throws to first in time for the first out here in the 5th inning. 1 gone here in the 5th inning. That'll bring up Aubrey Evans to the plate. I want to give a shout out to the left field lounge. It's been busy today. They've served food. Alex was telling me between the break, the cheeseburger's one of the best she's ever had.
It was.
So I caved. I ate the cheeseburger. That's why Alex brought us back. You're not wrong. Great hangout there. A lot of the alums were there yesterday, some back here today. Had over 20 people, alums there.
Oh my gosh, how funny is that? The sign on the scissor lift. Lounge.
Look at that. They found decoration.
Left field lounge, nice. They didn't find that. They totally had that made. Are you kidding me?
Yes, they did.
That's some artistic work at its finest.
1-1 the count to Aubrey Evans. That's low. Jada, you were here when it all started, with Denali Schoppacher and her parents started it, and it kind of took off from there.
Yes, they used to show up like 2 or 3 hours before the game, start barbecuing, and now it's just been a thing every year. And they told the alumni, when you guys come back to the field, make sure you guys are in left field lounge. So that's the section 102 for the alumni. So you got 2 section 102 at the field.
Whoa.
1 in the dugout, 1 left field.
There they are.
Section 102, the place to be. If it's not in the booth, of course.
Right.
Some might argue it's better than the booth. Who knows? 2-2 the count. Evans hits one into left for a hit. 1 out single for Aubrey Evans. Here for the Knights in the 5th inning. Good piece of hitting there by Aubrey, Jada.
Yes, did very well on this pitch, on off-speed pitch, sitting back. That's something that the UCF Knights needs to do when it comes to their offense right now. And sitting, you got to pick one speed. If it's a hard pitch or if it's a soft pitch, you got to pick something that Lincoln's throwing and get your swing off on this.
Ashley Griffin to the plate with 1 on 1 out here in the 5th.
That was the first hit of the series for Aubrey Evans.
Yeah. Griffin fouls it off. Berkeley, you got more.
Yeah, so early on in Ashley's career, she started off playing baseball as her first sport and football as her second sport. She looked up to her older brother, Ryan, as he played baseball, but throughout her career, she was asked to transition from baseball to softball if she wanted to, quote, move on and just really be a bigger softball player. So here she is as a first baseman for the UCF Knights softball team.
Thank you, Berkeley. It's a strike there, 0-2. Aubrey Evans at first. You got Griffin, the 2 of the 3 captains on this Knights team. Coco Jaimes being the other. It's the 0-2. Miss for a ball. And it's 1-2 the count here to Lincoln. Lincoln to Ashley Griffin. One, 2. At strike 3 looking. Big pitch there by Lincoln to get the strikeout. 2 gone.
Sam Lincoln stays hot, works the off speed at the knees. Great location. Just freezes Griffin. 5th strikeout of the day.
Couple of defensive notes. Lauren Allred is in first base right now for Texas Tech. Michaela Garcia is in right field for Texas Tech. Those are a couple of defensive changes for this Red Raider team. Yarnell at the plate. There was Garcia, and there you see Allred. The 0-1. A swing and a miss. And it's 0-2 now to Kendall, who had the big 2 RBI double in the win over FIU on Wednesday.
Good pitch. You see just swinging at 100% there. The head, everything, and the body kind of pulling towards the third base side. You got to really try to stay through the middle more. And that's kind of the kryptonite of over-swinging. Our body, everything yanks. And in reality, we just got to keep it simple through the middle. Kendall Yarnell has come through clutch so many times this season already. Want to see her continue the hot streak with doing big things with people on base.
1-2. Yarnell slices one into right field. That is a fair ball, or is it? Oh boy, did they really call that one foul? Wow. That hit chalk. And ooh, boy. Foul ball is the call. And again, you can't challenge a foul ball.
Tough break there.
Hit chalk. I mean.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable.
That's a tough play.
It's a blown call. I mean, it's not even close. Not even close. That's all we got. I mean, what do you want me to say? You can write all the notes you want, but notes, that's a blown call. So a foul ball, and again, it's worth mentioning, you cannot challenge a foul ball. You can challenge it if it's called fair. You cannot challenge if it's foul.
And I almost think, too, just the safe bet here is calling it fair and then bringing people back. Again, if you're a little unsure.
There's a strikeout. That ends the inning. I don't have good 20/20 eyesight, and I saw the ball hit the chalk, flew. Evidently, I'm not the one with the worst eyesight in the field today. Through 5 here in Orlando. And had a long conversation with the home plate umpire over this play right here.
I mean, so close. It is a game of not even inches, centimeters, millimeters at that point. Could have sworn we saw the chalk fly up there. Hey,
look at that.
Can't dwell on missed plays, but you can be frustrated about them for a couple of minutes.
Pitch is strike
break
to Burns. It's probably the third ball You remember the Friday night game, the Jaimes ball that Spearman dropped in left field. It was clearly in fair territory that was called foul. There was the one yesterday down the line at third that I think it was a little harder, but they thought was foul on the left side. And then this one now, it could be frustrating. Certainly added to the frustration. Jada, you had the view there.
Yes, very close. I think the umpires on that play can just let it, kind of what Alex was talking about, let it go, kind of play it out, and then we can always go backwards. But if they call it foul, we can't really do anything about that one.
Ground ball to short. Evans is there, will throw to first in time to retire. Burns. Berkeley, you were literally right there by the line where you're set up.
Yeah, and I saw the chalk flying too, but like Alex said, we can't dwell on the past plays and just move forward. So, I mean, what can you do?
Get better, I think, addressing better consistent umpiring in the sport right now. This is the runs per game this year. It's up a run across the country. Walks are up across the country. And the umpires, nobody ever says a word. Players and coaches always get addressed for how they're performing. I think right now there's going to have to be some things done, whether it gets done or not, probably not. But tight zones have been discussed. It's this year. It's it's been erratic throughout the year and across the country.
I think Eric is starting a petition here for the ABS, kind of like MLB.
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
Give me robots.
Can you imagine? Yeah, that would be crazy.
Ball and a strike. Swing and a miss by Garcia. And now credit Texas Tech. Again, you got to play through it regardless. You're always taught as a player to play through calls, right?
Absolutely. You just keep going until they call it back. I think that's the best thing you can do all around. Again, whether you're an umpire, like I said, I'd rather you call it fair and bring runners back, make them do it again, than I would just the automatic foul call. And same thing on the defensive side, base running, whatever. You read it like it's fair, and then you just adjust.
Or you make it where you can review a foul ball on a play like that down the line on a fair foul ball.
I don't think you'll ever get to a point where you're reviewing a foul ball, because then you got to put people on base and assume where they got.
Sure.
That's the hard part.
That is why they don't do it. There's a flip to first. 2 outs. Boy, did you ever think that rule book I gave you for the 5-year anniversary would come in handy, Alex?
I've definitely used it a lot. I have definitely used it a lot this year. Rightfully so. There's been a lot of adjustments. There's been not just rule changes the last couple of years. There's been modifications to the new rule implementation through the last few seasons. So it was like the challenge became a thing, and then now they've modified the challenge rule to be a little bit different. So you just got to stay up with the times. It's a learning game, always.
Panel swings and misses, 0-2.
Big pitch. Vega settling in nicely. That went up and out of the zone, but the big swing from Panel.
(0-2) is outside. Ball 1. 1-2 the count to Panel. You got boots on now, it looks like. Jada, how do you address how do you think of the chairs look there?
They look great. More props on it.
Line foul. What would you add? What are you adding, Jada?
Maybe some eyelashes on it. I know you got the eyelids, but some eyelashes, maybe some lipstick. Cherry should need some lipsticks on it. And some earrings. I think some earrings to know it's a girl. All right, and maybe a hat included as well.
2-2. What did you say there?
Some eyelashes, some earrings.
Wow.
A visor. I might put a helmet on it.
Helmet? Okay.
Something.
2-2 is missed. I think a helmet's more appropriate. You don't want to protect him from a line drive. Maybe. That's just me, though. I don't know. What about sunglasses? Sunday days,
Yeah, sunglasses, too. It's hot out here. They need to protect their eyes.
Panel pops up to short. Evans is there, makes the catch at a 1-2-3 inning for Vega and the Knights here in the 6th. Texas Tech in the league.
We have some pooch pics. If you want to send in some pooch pics, send it to X and tag at UCF Production. We have Ajax right here, a cute little dog. If you want your pooch pics here seen on ESPN, go ahead and send it over right now.
Don't forget to send the name, and preferably the breed is kind of nice and helpful as well. Got to keep it fun and light here. Softball can get really serious. We don't have to be. Not all the time.
How about that break? Intro there by Jada. There's giving you a run for your money there,
Giving
Alex.
Ajax all the love.
You look at the top 10 rankings during this week: Tennessee, Texas, Texas Tech, and Oklahoma there, Alex. What jumps out to you there? Florida State 10, Arkansas in the top 10, Florida in the top 10. What stands out to you there?
I think you look at all those teams, and what they're doing best is they're consistent on both sides of the ball. There's very few teams that have elite pitching and elite hitters and stuff, and so just trying to neutralize as much as possible. The pitchers don't have to be on all the time, but you've got to be as consistent as possible. We've seen it so much throughout the country. The walks plaguing college softball. Those teams having more minimal free passes, offenses stepping up, and can score in a multitude of ways. That's the biggest thing.
Calvis grounds out to short. One gone here in the sixth. Samantha Ray to the plate. Of course, UCF played Nebraska, played them in Clearwater, faced Jordy Fromm. So UCF has now faced Nyjah Kennedy this year and Jordy Fromm.
That's awesome. To be the best and to get better, you've got to play the best. And Texas Tech is some of the best. Nebraska is some of the best, and what they're doing on the field.
It's a ground ball to second. It's a throw to first, flip there. It's an out as Ray is retired, 2 gone. Jada, you faced, I believe, Carlin Pickens in Mary Nutter with the year the UCF played Tennessee. Did you not?
Yes, very good. She definitely has a lot of spin, kind of fastest softball pitcher that's thrown in the lower 70s, and she also has a changeup, so it definitely kept us off balance, and so she's doing great there at Tennessee, kind of showing what she has, and they're in the top 5 ranks right now.
First pitch to Coco's a ball. Tennessee just lost to Florida 3-2. The Gators win the series against Tennessee. So there's likely going to be a new ranked #1 team in the country. In fact, there's a good chance that the top 2 teams in the polls when they come out this week will be in the state of Texas, with Texas and Texas Tech. But Florida, people wondered about the Gators and how good they are, and they've been out without Ava Brown. That's a big series win for the Gators. UCF will see Florida later this year in a home-and-home late in the season. There's a good chance the Knights, by the time the schedule of the season's done, will have played 3 of the top 5 teams in the country in the regular season.
That's insane. It's a huge series win for Florida, and I'm excited to see them play here in a couple of weeks. That'll be a fun one. The in-state matchups are always a blast. Good rivalries there.
2 balls and a strike. Jaimes takes 3-1.
And Jada talked about Carlin Pickens a couple of seasons ago, and she throws gas in lower 70s with the changeup. I'm sure everybody, or a lot of people listening, have seen the viral video of Max Clark with the Detroit Tigers and the expletives he said in his at-bat when he saw 102. It's kind of that big moment of, are you kidding me? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, that went viral last year when she threw Pickens. Back-to-back SEC Pitcher of the Year. Good to have her back healthy. It was a scare there when she got hurt in the Belmont game a couple weeks ago. Left strained arm, missed a week. Got back on the Sunday against Mississippi State last Sunday. Was magnificent. Came in on Friday night in Gainesville with the bases loaded. Got them all out on strikeouts to win that game. But Florida responds by winning that series. 3-2 the count to Jaimes. And that's a ground ball to second. Williams throwing to first. And Sam Lincoln moving along. It's gone through 6. Texas Tech up 7.
As UCF Knights is on defense, and we have another pooch pick. We have Andy. Andy has a hat on. Alex, how do you think Andy's feeling with Texas Tech potentially about to sweep the series with UCF?
I think Andy is feeling fantastic, hanging out, clearly watching some softball, supporting his Red Raiders. Who wouldn't be, but some of the cutest pooches in the game. Texas Tech fans loving it all around.
Like the baseball cap there?
Yeah. We love the dressed up pooches the best.
First pitch to strike, 0-1 the count. Jade, are you a dresser of your dogs?
I am. During Halloween and Christmas, they will have a sweater on. I do go out for my dogs. I do.
Halloween. Is there costumes involved in this?
Yes, like a candy corn. There's different things, pumpkins. Yeah, I love dressing them up for different things. And they're so cute because they're only like 8 pounds.
Quiroga bloops one to right, and that's going to drop for a hit. So a leadoff single for Quiroga here in the 7th inning.
Good piece of hitting here by Longy Quiroga. Finds her way on base, keeps her hands inside that ball nicely, driving it opposite field. Again, a team that doesn't need just a long ball. They can do it simply too. Singles help, free passes. They're patient in the box, strike and oppose.
Look who's coming to the plate. Nigeri Kennedy get a chance to pinch hit here. She pinch hit on Friday. And she will hit here with 1 on, nobody out. Pitch from Vega, Outside ball. Berkeley, you got more on Nyjah.
I do. So she actually dabbled in a couple of sports. I know Cecily talked about her doing flag football with her brother, but she also found a love for basketball. And when I asked her how she fell in love with softball, she goes, I just, picked it up, and I guess I'm a pretty good pitcher. I saw Nyjah, pretty good pitcher. I mean, look how far you made it last year with your team and pitching almost every single game in the World Series. And, she gave me a giggle, but she's a stellar athlete, and I know that everyone would agree on that.
Her brother, of course, played football, plays at Cal. 2-0, very competitive. Nyjah always talked about that and the competitiveness with her and her brother, of course, helping out. Family is here. Right, Berkeley? They're here at spring break for the brothers here and their family this weekend. Watching Nyjah hit here. Gets under that one and hits a pop-up. And catch is made by Griffin for the out. That was interesting there. And there's one out here in the 7th inning.
A tough play on that just because it's closest to Beth Damon, but kind of getting an angle on that is so hard with the way that she's faced. Izzy Mertes, or Coco Jaimes, and Ashley Griffin both crashing in, trying to cover a lot of ground. Griffin with kind of the late basket catch, kind of that 911 emergency type of catch.
There's another one, pop up. Damon makes the catch this time. 2 gone. Jada, that was Damon's turn to make that catch.
Yes, I think the previous play before that, I think that was important for the corners to crash on that. It's hard for a catcher to have to pop out of her stance and then turn around and find the ball. So I think one of the corners have to come up and have communication, just call and be aggressive.
It's tough too. When you're running that fast, you don't have a ton of time trying to get underneath it.
Davis, ground ball. That's a flip to second to retire the side. Last chance for the Knights. We head to the home half of the 7th here in Orlando. More hats on dogs here, Alex.
We love the costumes. Rocco and Kaya, 2 very good pups just hanging out, waiting to go play in the backyard. And then we've got a live pooch in action somewhere beyond the fence. Somehow, somewhere, that dog should try to make its way up into the broadcast booth. Would love that.
I think Jada will get the dog first. It may get first dibs, Jada.
I'm on my way. I'm going to get it now.
Jada has the angle, too, so might have that in an advantage. So, bottom of the 7th. Here, Knights down 7. 7 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Texas Tech. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for UCF. It'll be Izzy Mertes will lead it off, followed by Beth Damon and Sierra Humphreys. Heart of the order. There's the ball strikes ratio here for the young sophomore Samantha Lincoln.
Lincoln has been pretty good today, just coming in. Game 3, big moment. It's really hard to beat a team 3 times. Getting a sweep nowadays with the talent of all these teams, or so many of these teams across the country, and then the information that they have as well. But Lincoln has done a good job just shutting down what's been a really good UCF offense throughout the season.
The strike, 0-1 now to Izzy. Lincoln on the 0-1. Threw a perfect game in her second career start last year for Texas Tech.
How about that? Pretty impressive.
You could see, and remember it was last year at the World Series, Alex, in that game 3, Texas had the big lead on Texas Tech. Nyjah clearly just didn't have a lot left after just throwing so much in that World Series and in the postseason. As the 1-1. They appealed, they said yes. They said swing there, 1-2. And he brought Lincoln in, and Lincoln threw well in that World Series. And Jerry said that was a pretty pivotal moment for Lincoln to get a taste of that experience and really helped her in the offseason and into this season.
It was a huge game, huge outing overall, and trying to just figure it out. And you see, I think part of it too is the players on this UCF team right now need not to kind of fall into the emotional stuff. I don't think it ever helps whenever we start to get a little more emotional when we're playing, the physicality, the movements.
It's a ground ball to the right side, and it goes into right field. Hard hit ball that was off all red, and Mertes will reach here to start the 7th for the Knights.
Izzy Mertes does a good job battling in a 2-strike count here, finds her way on base. The bat has been pretty quiet, her second hit of the series so far, just continuing to work through the hard, and this has been a really good Texas Tech pitching staff all weekend long. Mertes trying to get something going here in the 7th.
Beth Damon now. It's a strike. Well, if you're going to make a run here, if you're the Knights, this is the part of the lineup you want to have up.
Yeah, your biggest RBI producers coming in with people on base definitely helps. Beth Damon has been so good this year as a whole. So good this weekend in particular, leading UCF in hits in the series, coming through clutch. But you still got to just stay simple, stay poised, go fight pitch to pitch, keep the mentality pretty low key, and just be a competitor.
Foul back, it's 1-2 to Damon. Damon singled in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. One and 2 the count. And Damon lines it, caught by Williams, who dropped the ball, but that was in possession. That was on the transfer. As she was transferring to try to throw the ball, and that's an out here in the 7th.
Beth Damon almost had it. Mia Williams covers good ground at second base, gets it going on the glove side. On the transfer, gonna make the drop. Almost would have had a double play, so just trying to stay heads up, base running. Beth Damon has some of the best plate coverage for this UCF offense that I've seen. Her ability to hit pitches out of the zone, still barrel them up decently well.
Humphreys takes a strike, hits 0-1. Mertes at first with 1 out.
And you see kind of the emotion and frustration. This was the swing that they did say that Izzy Mertes kind of went around, and you see kind of the hand gesture, the frustration there pretty visible, and that's where, from a team standpoint, you can be frustrated, but you've got to be able to channel it to on-field production.
That one is definitely a fair ball down the line. Mertes going to 3rd. That'll be a double for Humphreys. And the Knights have 2nd and 3rd and 1 out here in the 7th.
And this is how you respond to frustration and calls not going your way. Make it indisputable here. Sierra Humphreys does a good job driving this one right down the right field line. Going opposite field helps so much, lets it get deep in the zone. Good plate coverage there from the junior, and that's how you make a difference. And you want things to start going your way, well, somebody step up and do something about it. Sierra Humphreys gets it rolling.
There you see Nigel warming up in the bullpen now for the Red Raiders. Tara Archibald talking to Lincoln a little bit. I think this is a growing part here. You mentioned this, Alex. There's been players been frustrated on the nights. The great teams, I remember your Florida State teams, if you were frustrated, you would use that as fuel and mount a, respond right away on the field, right? To use that as a positive and not let it be a negative.
Absolutely. You can't play emotionally like that. You can play frustrated, and you can play a little ticked off. And a lot of times I think it kind of lights the fire underneath some of the players. And here's the thing, though. This is still a very young UCF team as a whole. And so now they're actually getting themselves in the big moments where it does matter a lot. It does feel a little bit heavier. They're trying to figure out how do we navigate and play through those feelings, because now we see what success is looking like. We know what it feels like to be really good, and trying to just channel it properly.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think we've seen some of the youth here this weekend against the veteran Texas Tech group. And that's stuff you can't really go over in practice.
No, you just got to feel it and work through it in the games, unfortunately. Because that's when the pressure is on. That's when the emotions are more escalated. It's so hard to mimic that feeling and excitement and passion of actual competition and playing a different opponent other than just your teammates in a scrimmage. That's why it'll be crucial for UCF to come back to it, talk about it.
Evans hits it up the middle to short. Throw to first is out. Throw home is wide. Mertez scores. And the Knights get on the board. It's 7-1. Humphreys advances to third on the play, and it's 7-1.
Good job here, just trading a run for an out. That's what you want to do. Haley Toney at shortstop finishes the play. Also good base running too by Sierra Humphreys, not running herself into a situation. The throw from first base. Allred just kind of goes wide over to home.
First pitch to Griffin to strike. Of course, Texas Tech, they're probably going to be number 2 across the board in the rankings this week. They're going to make a lot of teams frustrated. I'll tell you that. It's a national title contender. Big 12 champions looking for the repeat this season. Of course, Big 12 championships in Oklahoma City. Top 8 make it to the Big 12 tournament. And Texas Tech trying to get a higher seed, top 8 national seed. They were not, they were at 12 last year. Still got to the World Series, got within a game away of the national championship, and the expectation certainly very high. There's a nice play by Ball Malone there. Two-way. That was smooth. Nonchalant here, Alex. Jade, look at this.
Just hanging out like, yep, been there, done that. I'm an athlete at its finest, and plays it off too. That's the best part. That to me is the ultimate swagger of the lack of surprise. Like, yeah, what do you mean? I do this in my sleep.
I think that's fair. Ball and 2 strikes to Griffin. Fouled it off. Jana, you weren't surprised there that Coach Ball Malone came up with that ball, are you?
Not at all, not at all. Seen it many times.
Coach Ball Malone, 2-time All-American at Pacific, in the multiple Hall of Fames. Was in the D1 softball quarter century, best mid-major pitcher of the last century. As Griffin drops one into left for a hit. That will drive in Humphreys. That's an RBI single for the senior Griffin, and it's 7-2.
Ashley Griffin finds her way on base. Does a good enough job hitting that one right in the gap. Gonna fall in shallow center field there. Maya Davis comes crashing in, but right now, again, they'll allow the runs to come in. They're just working for one out. They know that they've got the 5-run buffer. Still feeling comfortable and confident, but Ashley Griffin passing the bat.
Jada, that could be a hit that could maybe get Ashley going here the rest of the way here this year, doesn't it?
I think it does, especially in this moment, knowing that you're down 6 runs. I think that's big for her and kind of bringing that confidence into the rest of the season. They have a midweek game coming up, so I think that's definitely confidence for her. She's celebrating now and in the dugout, so I think that's just motivation for her to keep going.
Well, and this is an Ashley Griffin, too, that you said, Eric, gets better as the season goes on. The second half is typically her strength, and that could be the turning point.
Yeah, that's one to mark down there. Of course, she was the first ever UCF player to win Big 12 Player of the Week back in 2024. Taylor Kittleman's running for her at first. Yarnell, who re-enters, takes a pitch. 1-0 the count. There's Kittleman at first with Yarnell at the plate. It's a 7-2 game now. 1 on, 2 outs here. Lincoln. Inside, 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to count for the sophomore from Kansas. It's a strike, 2-1. Two-one pitch, swing and a miss, and the Knights down to their last strike.
Kendall Yarnell right now, I think the weakness I see is just the really big hacks and always trying to hit the ball so far, and I can understand it. We've all been there, but she's so good when she's calm and composed, simple through the zone.
Lincoln gets the strikeout and ends it as Texas Tech wins it 7-2 the final. They improve to 30-2 on the year. Will be on top of the Big 12 at 8-1 in Big 12 play, while the Knights drop to 24-10 and 3-6 now in Big 12 play. Good rally there by the Knights, but too little too late there, Alex.
I see so much good information for both teams to take with them. Texas Tech is very good. They do a lot of things well. They pitch lights out, but they also get the big swings when it matters most. But UCF, also a lot of good information to take with them, good learning moments on the field. Right now, somebody's just got to step up and kind of want the pressure. They want the target on their back, but Texas Tech knows what it feels like to win in the big moments.
They're the national title contender, and UCF will learn from this experience, as frustrating as this weekend was, that they'll be better off for playing that opponent. They'll turn their attentions to Florida Gulf Coast on Wednesday here, and then we'll turn their attentions to Houston on the road in Big 12 action. So that'll do it from here in Orlando. Lucas Rustrian directing, Major Howell as well producing, and for sideline reporter Berkeley Mazzanotti, for Jada Cody and Alex Powers, Eric Lopez saying so long from Orlando. The final score, number 3 ranked Texas Tech with a 7-2 win over number 25 UCF. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Have a very good Sunday from Orlando.